So welcome to Things Invest, talk about investing, finance, fresh development. For today's video terms only, the investment on top today will be Ethereum ticker ETH. I know it's my second video I'm posting again today, and the recording time is of 1:40 p.m. on Eastern Time, currently trading at $3,009, up down about 3.62% so far. In addition to Ethereum sell-off, we are also experiencing sell-off across the whole entire crypto market, with some of the news that's been percolating in the last 3 to 7 hours so far around the infrastructure bill, right? The $1 trillion infrastructure bill that the US Senate is planning on passing, right? With some specific verbiage on some regulatory and compliance structure to be enforced onto crypto assets going forward, right? So whenever we hear anything related to regulatory headwind onto a specific asset or commodity, it will subsequently drive some sell-off across the market because of the potential margin compression that investors will have to endure on a profitability perspective, right? Also, in addition to the technical analysis perspective, we have been basically hovering around the level of 3,150 to $3,000, right? But the next level of resistance, technically the non-substantive one, the 3,225, and then the next level, the $3,385 level, with identified in the technical analysis. It seems like we never really got there fully, right? And with the news that we've been percolating on top of the surging pressure that we've been enduring for the last 16, 15 days so far, investors, I would say mostly on the public side, are looking for a reason to obviously take some profit and de-risk on their own portfolio side of the spectrum. So I'm gonna go through a technical analysis again, knowing the fact that we did crack down below 3,000 today. We had the all-time today's low at $2,971, and it subsequently got bought back up, but mainly driven by public investors because that $3,000 mark is technically, a hard level to crack, and people immediately bought back in. So we're gonna see the momentum, how it's trending going forward. Are we gonna see more of a sell-off? Are we gonna see more of a surge going forward based on the technicals that we see in front of us? So stay tuned, Instagram. Let's make some money. Okay, so moving on to the technical analysis for Ethereum ticker ETH, I'm recording this of 1:43 p.m. on Eastern Time, currently trading like at $3,012, down about 3.54%. And as I mentioned, the whole overall crypto market is down, with Dogecoin being down about 7% right now, while respectively Bitcoin is only down about 1%. Obviously, with respect to some of the altcoin, it's a little bit more severe. However, Cardano might be some positive news that's been percolating. That's why it's not as severe in comparisons to other altcoins. So that's definitely an interesting dynamic that we're seeing right now. But focusing on Ethereum real quick, you can see that we are slowly forming that red candle. On a MACD perspective, we're slowly forming a curvature right now. So this is definitely a bearish signal that we're seeing. Obviously, it makes sense, right? This is not a surprise to us. We've been talking about this for quite some time now. We never got above the 3,225, which is the 3,250 to be more specific, as a level of resistance, right? A non-substantive level. The true level of resistance is actually at the $3,385 level, which we've talked about previously in the technical analysis. So if we could never get there, people become impatient. At the same time, with the negative media affectations on the infrastructure bill that's expected to pass in the near future, which is going to take some time, but obviously they are putting that out there as a foreshadow perspective, will subsequently drive some sell-off, right? Just people being afraid of that margin compression, with the tax implications or some sort of like commission type of based type of probability compression as well, will subsequently drive sell-off, right? And also we have another reason, right? Because of the consecutive surge days we've been experiencing so far, 15 to 16 days, over 2 weeks of buying pressure, that people need to take some time to cool down, right? You have been running extremely hot, we've been basically running on a sprint for like days now. We need to calm down before we have a heart attack and blow up our heart, basically. Or in a rocket perspective, right? You need to cool down your engine before your engine blows up, right? And needs to go through before we further oscillate going forward, right? On top of the fact that you see the base of the launching pad is lower in comparison to the previous launching pad that we had at somewhere around like the 2150, which is a technical substantive level that would form, and that makes sense, right? Before the launching pad, but the launching pad was 1750, so the launching pad technically is a lot lower, which the surge wouldn't be as high. So it needs to be corrected in a healthy way before we continue to surge as the rally to sustain for the till the end of the year, right? So that's the logical play going forward. Again, this is nothing to be worried about. I know some people can be emotional, but if you've been watching the videos, that we've been, collaborating on going, historically already, we know these are the levels that we are expecting, right? The dynamics make sense, it's logical, and ideally the next level that we should leap down to kind of test a little bit first would be 2,900, which you can see that we had this kind of mini non-substitute type of consolidation zone, but the true level is the 2,750 per the technical analysis that we've seen here, right? So if we break the 2,900, we'll actually go back down to 2,850. Again, that's a flat number. And then going back to a comfort zone, 2,750, which is the level that I ideally want to be dollar cost averaging at. And then ideally to normalize, to come back to 2,450. And I really hope we come down to 2,150 with all the negative news, right? You see that history is kind of repeating itself right now, or pseudo repeating itself. We broke 3,000 again, so the bearishness is definitely incurring. Again, do not worry, do not be freaking out. This is something that's supposed to happen, right? And we are just watching the movie, being projected in front of our eyes, so hopefully this is helpful. Recap on the numbers and technical analysis again, right? We did break the level of substantiveness of 3,000, so we do have a high propensity to go down to firstly the 2,850, 2,900. These are flat numbers again, right? But the more comfort level is 2,750, right? In a risk averse perspective, right? Ideally 2,450 because it needs to go through that oscillation, the complete scoop before we further oscillate upward, right? So something to be mindful of. 2,150 in the near term, I think that will be a steal level. But remember, these are resistance level we have to identify, right? If we break this, you have to go there. If you break this, you have to go there, right? So hopefully, this will help you in terms of how you calculate your risk appetite going forward. In terms of the corporate option, 20%, 9,800, 3.6 times your money from here. All right, so that's it for there. Respect my technical analysis on Ethereum Ticket ETH again. Hopefully this is helpful, and this is not a surprise because we've been talking about this for a while now. So hopefully, you guys are practicing patience, using your logical mindset into executing your trades going forward. We have identified the frames of reference for us to go forward in the near future. So hopefully this is gives you that clear transparency, that clear picture for you to, as your marching order going forward, right? Really appreciate you. Feel free to give me any questions if you have any questions. Again, I'm always here to be helpful. And stay tuned for news coming up. Take care. Bye.